Vice Mayor Allen.
You can sit down. I'll just respond generally to those comments and to the people who write the letters to the editor, because we all know who they're talking about. They're talking about me with respect to what I said. The only one full-time employee has been let go. One full-time employee this year, and that is Jim Forsberg. He is a Vietnam vet. He has worked for the city for over 10 years and worked very hard, very diligently, and very loyally for the city. Last year, when we were generous enough to offer a one-time retirement package, and gentlemen, I'm retired, and I made a paltry salary. I was a school teacher, and I wasn't being paid as school teachers are today. So I understand your plight. However, his salary did not come out of the general fund as your salary does. His salary comes out of redevelopment. A major part of it, 90% of his salary comes out of redevelopment. Doesn't even come out of the fund that we would use to give you a raise, pay you, or hire more people. There is no information that is out there to clarify this. Over a period of time, we will be saving, I think it's 5 years. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because in my recollection of, we would be saving $242,000 without Mr. Forsberg each year. That money is still not going to go in the general fund to give you a raise. I didn't take any money away from you or from Local 1 or from any other employees. It didn't come out of that pot. It's irrelevant. The savings annually over 5 years would amount to, I've forgotten the amount.
About $1 million.
About $1 million. $1 million. That's not general fund money. Hello? Anyone who understands city finance, Mr. Birsan, it's not general fund money. It's not free money, but it's not out of the general fund where you want to expend monies for other things. That's targeted money. I had another thing here as you were speaking. Oh, I guess $20,000 a year is what we will expend. $20,000 a year is what we will expend. Is it for the next 5 years, Dan?
The benefit is paid off over 5 years, as we did
All right.
all the other.
The next 5 years, we will be paying $20,000 to foot the bill for this benefit, as you call it. $90,000 was part of his contract. The other $90,000 would amount to a little over $20,000 a year to pay for this. Insignificant to the $242,000 that would be saved relative to the fact that he won't be employed. I don't know where your math is. I don't understand it. He was a loyal, hard-working employee, and even, pardon me?
It's just,
He was tired, did somebody say?
he was laid off, yes.
He was laid off. And when you're laid off, it pretty much says, like, you don't have a job. And it kind of means like you're fired. However you want to call it, you don't have a job. So I think, no, that I am fine. I just think that the misinformation out there, which has been continually perpetrated by Mr. Birsan and the other people, and by the way, I may be elderly, I'm with you guys. I'm an old lady. The bottom line is I do have a computer. I do know how to operate it. I don't choose to have email because I don't want to get junk from people like you. Secondly, I don't choose to go on those websites where they continually nag and carry on about things with people who don't have the courage to sign their names. I love the fact that they put Joe or they put anonymous. You don't have any guts. If you had any guts, you'd put your name there and stand behind what you say. It's a disgrace. Don't worry, everybody tells me about it. I don't have to read it.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Eddie, followed by Bill Klink, followed by Bob Hartman, followed by Nell Adams. Careful.
Yes, it's a hard act to follow. First,
Thank you.
no, that was not a compliment.
Eddie.
First,
Let's-
allow
let's-
me to correct you.
Yeah.
The public's money, whether it is in the redevelopment fund or in the general fund, is still the public's penny. And the public's penny should be pinched. And here it is. And you should start practicing it. The $90,000 that was given away from whatever public fund is an outrage. I was outraged. The community is outraged. You should be outraged, and you should be outraged. That you actually have the nerve to come here and continue in this manner is continually outrageous. Now, let me put that aside and address the two issues I wanted to do. One for an item that is on the agenda, and one that isn't and should be. You want to close the South Side Police Station, the community police station, to save $38,000. This money is principally from rent money and a little bit from some personnel that's going to be shifted. I believe that this is a major error. As the testimony of the chief and the police at the last meeting, they said that 35% of most major categories are handled, police reports come from this small office. This office is about the size of the deli at Safeway. I've been in this office. I walk to this office. This is my police station. This is the police station of 35,000 people in the Concord, in the corridor. The people walk there for the most part. I spent a couple of hours there on last Friday. Several people walked in. These are people who came in with complaints. They came in with advice. They came in with a report of suspicion activity. They came in with a complaint about parking. It was handled right there. These are people who are not going to walk a mile and a half down to Fortress Concord, stand behind a 2-inch plexiglass glass and wait to get something done. They walk into this police station. The person is right there. They're greeted. They have their language issues, if there are any, which for the most part, when I was there was none, was dealt with. This is an efficient community outreach which has been responded to by the community as a community inreach. It is the type of thing which we are supposed to be doing. I would remind you of a plaque that sits in your office in the other room. It says in abbreviations, "In community government, we trust." That police station is the community. We should not be surrendering and retreating from the community. We need to stay there. For $38,000, which is principally a rent issue, I believe that we should direct the city to go and renegotiate the rent to bring it down, or find some of the empty office spaces in the corridor where it can be moved to.
Eddie,
Who knows?
I need you to get to your second
Okay.
point. 'Cause
The
you're
second
running out.
point is, how are we going to pay for this? And funnily, I ran into our former mayor this morning, and when I got out of my car, something fell out. The one thing that is missing from our budget is the golf course. We had 5 workshops which listed the golf course as a possible priority to be cut. In every single workshop, as I recall, it was the one on the bottom, meaning it was the first one to be cut. There has been no addressing of the golf course issue. If we take 71 cents approximately and add it to the golf fees, we can pay for the $38,000 in that police department. And amongst other things, I would like you to address it and figure out how to keep this going, because it is efficient. Now, as last final point, that $90,000 would be looking a lot better right now if we had it in our pockets or in the redevelopment fund.